Hello, St. Andrews, and welcome to this week's edition of Chancel Chat. It's Wednesday, the 5th of September, and although last weekend was Labor Day weekend, which traditionally marks the end of summer, it sure feels like summer today with temperatures expected to soar into the mid-90s. But remember, before you know it, we'll be complaining about the cold temperatures of winter, so enjoy this last bit of summer while it lasts. I want to begin my Chancel Chat today by briefly paying tribute to Frank Marchese, who a couple of weekends ago announced his resignation as warden here at St. Andrews. Frank and John will be relocating to Nashville, Tennessee sometime this fall, and Frank's resignation will be effective Tuesday, September 11th, the day after our monthly vestry meeting. But I want to go on record as thanking Frank and John for their wonderful ministry here for the last 5 years, especially for Frank's service as warden since he was elected in January this past year, and for his inspiration and in getting our community dinner program started here at St. Andrews, which has become, I think, one of the most important aspects of our outreach ministry here at St. Andrews. So Frank and John have both been excellent partners in ministry. They've been a blessing to us here for the past 5 years, and I know that they'll be a blessing to their new church community in Nashville. So thank you, Frank, and thank you, John, for 5 wonderful years here at St. Andrews. Looking ahead to this weekend, we'll be celebrating the 16th Sunday after the Great Feast of Pentecost at all 3 of our liturgies. I'll be preaching and presiding at all 3. Saturday evening, we'll have the privilege of welcoming into the Fellowship of Christ Church through the sacrament of baptism, Gianna Marie Beth Barty. Now, we don't usually have baptisms on Saturday night, so this is a special opportunity, and we're really looking forward to Gianna's baptism. Sunday will be Sunday the 9th of September. We're launching our new childcare program at the 10 o'clock service, so parents are invited to bring their children to the nursery for childcare. We have a trained staff of volunteers who will be welcoming the children and caring for them during the 10 o'clock service. So we want to thank Pat McCullough and Ruth Greco and other volunteers who have helped to get this important program off the ground and started. So this Sunday is the first Sunday when we'll be having volunteers in the nursery to provide childcare for children. On Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock, our local Rancocas Valley Clergy Association is sponsoring a special liturgy to honor our first responders. This is a great opportunity for us to express our appreciation for the wonderful work that they do, often unrecognized. So if you're able, please join us at Sacred Heart Church just down High Street from St. Andrews, and we'll have a wonderful service of recognition of our first responders here in this community. Monday evening will be our monthly vestry meeting at 7 p.m. in the sanctuary. All of our vestry meetings are open meetings, which means that anyone is welcome to attend. So if you are able, please join us for our monthly vestry meeting on Monday evening at 7 p.m. On Friday evening of this next week, the 14th of September, our new adult youth leaders, Liz Henry and Ruth Greco, have invited all the youth of the parish to join them at 7:30 p.m. in the parish hall for a special conversation about activities planned for this coming year. So please, if you're a young person interested, please join Ruth and Liz for this important meeting. There will be refreshments will be served, as of course. Saturday, the 15th of September, our men's breakfast they'll be having a special breakfast at 9 a.m. also in the parish hall here at St. Andrews. Our guest speaker will be the Reverend Irving Fryer, who is pastor of the New Jerusalem House of God Church on Washington Street. And for 17 seasons, he played wide receiver in the National Football League, including several years with the Philadelphia Eagles. So Pastor Fryer has an amazing story to tell, and we are very excited about having him as our guest speaker for this special men's breakfast on Saturday, the 15th of September at 9 a.m. in the parish hall. That evening, we'll be having our monthly community dinner. Doors will open at around 6 p.m. Baked ziti is on the menu. And this will be Frank Marchese's last meal as coordinator of our community dinner program. So please, if you're available, please join us. We need volunteers to set up, serve, and clean up after the meal. And it will be a special opportunity to honor and thank Frank for his involvement in this important outreach ministry of our church. Welcome Back Sunday will be Sunday, September 23rd. We'll have a regular Sunday morning schedule with liturgies at 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. And then after the 10 a.m. service, a special coffee hour in the parish hall. So we'll have representatives of the various ministries will be there to share information about their ministry. And also we'll be recognizing several of our volunteers who have retired from active service. So it'll be a great opportunity to reconnect with your church family after a long summer and enjoy some delicious goodies as well. So please mark your calendar and plan to join us. As far as prayers for the parish, today we ask you to continue to pray for Judy Thompson and for Richard Tagethoff, who are recovering from surgery, and for Ginny Trombetta, who this morning went in for surgery at Lourdes Hospital in Camden. I had an opportunity to pray with Ginny before surgery, and I know she'll appreciate your thoughts and prayers as she recovers. We also want to continue our prayers for Herman Eichhoff and for Will Davy, who are hospitalized today at Virtua in Mount Holly, and for Mimi Phillips, who is continuing her recovery at the Virtua Rehab Center, also in Mount Holly. Saint of the Week this week is Albert Schweitzer, a name that most of you are familiar with. Here's a picture of Albert Schweitzer. Schweitzer died on this day, on September 5th in the year 1965. Schweitzer was a real Renaissance man. He was an accomplished theologian, philosopher, organist, and expert in an authority on the life of Johann Sebastian Bach, a physician, and finally a missionary to West Africa. He was born in 1875, the child of a Lutheran pastor. In 1900, he received PhD degrees in two areas, in philosophy and in theology. And in 1905, he announced his intention to become a medical missionary in West Africa and went into training to become a physician. In 1913, he and his wife founded a hospital and a leper colony in Lamborghini, which is in Gabon in West Africa, and he spent the rest of his life serving the poorest of the poor. So in 1952, he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. Probably his most well-known writing was a book that he published in 1905 entitled The Quest for the Historical Jesus. So we remember as Saint of the Week this week, Albert Schweitzer, who had an incredible humanitarian career, gave up a very promising career in Europe in order to go to West Africa and minister to the poorest of the poor. And as I mentioned, he died on this day in 1965. So that's about all I have for today. Wishing you and your family a blessed day, and hope to see you in church this weekend. And we will talk again next week. God bless you.